It's food.
We were not in the same
We were
key.
not in the same key.
That's
That's
okay.
right.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Some more?
Please, sir.
Some more what?
Soup.
Soup. It's soup night here at Sing for Your Supper. And
Two soups.
2 soups.
For one.
For one. Plus cheesy bread.
Woo!
It's going to be fun. Hey, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know how many bowls of soup America eats in 1 year?
No, I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
300 million people. I'm gonna guess 200 million bowls of soup.
No.
No. Was I close?
10 billion bowls of soup a year. 10 billion. I bet there's more now because of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there is.
And I want to say, you know, when it was a freeze morning and the temperature was 30, we thought soup sounded like a great idea.
Yes. Now the doors are open. It's,
Now it's 80, but that's okay. There's always time for soup.
Yes, but when we were planning, it seemed like a great thing. So we're going to make creamy golden potato soup. That's what I'm making, and you're making.
And I am making, and I want to fully credit. Must be time to start the show.
Yes. Go ahead, fully credit.
Fully credit Jennifer Canaday because I am making her Italian sausage sweet potato soup. So all credit to Jennifer.
All right, we're going to dive right in with the creamy potato soup. And we've already started it because it's a little bit longer than 30 minutes. And I'm going to ask our cameraman, Chris, to come over. And I'll show you what we've got going here.
He's so good.
He is good.
Have we mentioned our cameraman is the fabulous Chris Nichols?
Chris.
I'm going to get out of the way
Here
so
he
you can get a
comes.
close-up.
So in the pot here, we have 2 cups of water. We've got 6 cups of russet potatoes that I've diced up. We have a cup of carrots that are slightly diced. And we have some celery and onion. All of this goes into the pot. It started to boil. We're going to let it boil for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to move on from there. Isn't that pretty? It's so
Now,
the color's
I have
so
a
nice.
question. Could you use frozen potatoes that were cut in those nice chunks?
You could, but I like the russets already chopped.
Yeah.
I mean, that you chop up.
You chop
yeah.
up.
So,
Ooh, it smells
yeah.
fantastic.
And it's got 2 bouillon cubes in there, too. So instead of chicken stock.
Gold bouillon?
Yes, yes. So instead of using chicken stock, we use the bouillon.
Use the bouillon. Okay. And
So-
I am going to use chicken stock in mine.
Okay, so we're going to let that go for about 10 minutes while you stir on your soup, and we'll come back to that.
I'm doing the Italian sausage and sweet potato. So, trying to save time tonight, I already have this brownie. Mild Italian sausage. Now, I'm kind of a mild gal, those of you that know me. But if you want spicy, by all means get the spicy Italian sausage. You can also buy it in the casing and get it out of there, but they have this at Price Chopper ready to go, so I've got this.
Perfect.
And I also have 1 diced onion. So that is going, Kevin's the green,
Yes.
I'm the blue, although you're wearing blue. You should be
I'm
wearing
wearing
green.
black. It's
Oh, I guess it
it's
is.
black.
Okay. So I've got my sausage in here, browning with the onion. And you know, really, I have found that sausage just does not have a lot of fat. So I usually don't drain it. Plus, it just makes the soup taste better.
Absolutely.
Yes? And you gonna come over? Chris is gonna come over so you can see. It's nicely browning. I'm chopping it up. I've already got crash. Sorry. I've got my onion in there. So that is looking really good. Okay. Do you have more steps or should I keep going?
Keep going.
Okay, well that's pretty well browned. So I'm going to go down the list of the other ingredients. Glasses time. So the onion's already in there. Now I have to read what Jennifer wrote about buying a leek.
Please
I
do.
find it funny. The recipe calls for 1 medium leek. You can omit the leek if you're annoyed with how hard it is to get it in the grocery store plastic bag, which I do about half the time. But I want you people to know I love you, and I fought that plastic bag. There's my chopped leek. And I learned today to cut the leek, you cut off all the fibrous dark green stalk, cut off the end, because it's really like a giant green onion.
Yeah.
And then you cut it. If you want to half moon it, slice it, put it like that, cut it. Then, you know what you do next? Trivia question. You put it in a bowl of cold water.
Don't put it in that bowl.
And and you just kind of slush it around. Any of the sand and dirt just drops to the bottom, and then you scoop it out and put it in a strainer, and you have beautiful, cut, clean.
And you have fiber in the bottom of the bowl when you're done.
And you do. So this is my leek that's been diced, and now you know your secret. So
And if you've never cooked with leek, they smell so good. Yeah,
very oniony.
Yeah, it's great.
That's going in. A little bit of crushed red pepper. Again, however much you like. If you're doing the spicy Italian sausage, then gauge your crushed red pepper. But a few little sprinkles. A little secret ingredient, which I think is kind of fun, is ground nutmeg. Gives it a nice little nutty flavor. So we're going to put some of that in.
You're not going to grind a nutmeg?
I am not. You
Jennifer
could.
would.
Jennifer says, again, quoting her from her very own recipe, it calls for freshly grated nutmeg, but she says, I use a few dashes of nutmeg from a spice jar because who has time to find nutmeg, let alone grate it? So
That's true. That's
you know
true.
what I didn't bring that you maybe have is some garlic,
Some,
diced garlic.
yeah, sure.
Okay, I forgot that. And then I have
I have Cheater's garlic right here. Cheater's garlic.
Cheater's garlic. That's what I use all the time. And then
Not
this
like-
is a big sweet potato, all diced up. That's going in. Woo, look at that. And I'm going to put in the cheater garlic. 'Cause
Cheater garlic.
a cook's best friend.
I love it. Cheater garlic.
I like garlic. A little extra's going in the pot. And now, chicken broth. Any kind of chicken broth. You could use vegetable broth. I was going to say if you want to be vegan, but then the sausage maybe ruins that. So I'm going to put in, this is 48 ounces plus I have a little bit more because pasta's going in.
Oh.
So here goes the chicken broth.
Now, if we were Ira Garten, we would be making our own chicken broth.
Oh, of
Because
course
she
we
always has her own fresh chicken broth. But we don't. Because that's like a 3-day process.
In the cold, bleak days of winter, maybe we'll get together and make some
Or
stock.
like Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah. That beautiful stock is in there. So I'm going to pass it over to Kevin here in just a second. So all that's in there, I'm going to mix it up, and we're going to let it come to a boil, and let everything start melting. And with that, I pass it on
All
to you.
right.
Nancy Wallace asking if we have tech difficulties. We are live on your webpage, but are people getting it on other web pages?
It should just be on Sing for Your
Yeah.
Supper.
Yeah.
We don't know, we don't have the tech savvy to go to all 3 of our pages. So if you are on Sing for Your Supper,
Is that where she says she's
if
getting
you're on my page or Kevin's page, go to Sing for Your Supper Facebook page, which you should be able to tap the promo that we put up earlier and get to Sing for Your Supper page. If that's not working, keep responding.
That was a message received for you, but not on the web page here.
Okay.
So.
We're going to go ahead and put.
But Nancy Wallerstein says, found it.
Okay, yay!
All right.
We're
back
all
to
in this
business.
together, people.
Back to business. We're going to work on the cheesy bread now, and I've got a stick of butter melted in the back here, and we're going to add 1.
Okay, Paula Dean, start with a stick of butter.
Stop with the stick of butter. We're going to put 4 cloves of garlic in the butter.
Cheater's garlic?
No.
Not Cheater's garlic.
We're just going to let that bloom in there, get nice and fragrant, and then we're going to bring it over here and work on the bread. We're going to work on the cheese for the bread. It's very easy. It's 3.5 cups of cheddar cheese. 3.5 cups. Did you hear that?
3. Ooh.
Lots of cheese. It's going to be very cheesy.
Hence the name cheesy
Yes.
bread.
Then we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of Monterey Jack. Yum.
Hit the road, Jack.
That's
You
right.
don't come back no
And
more.
a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese.
Oh, one of my favorites.
And then the secret ingredient,
Love.
a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise.
What?
1/2 cup of mayonnaise, yes.
You really are Paula Dean.
Well, this is one of those extravagant recipes. And then we
Mayonnaise I
have
never would have guessed.
4 green onions.
Kind of like baby leeks.
Yeah, it's kind of. Except you can get them in a shopping bag.
You can pound them to your will,
Do you wanna
like a leek.
Mix that up for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, chef.
And I'm going to bring over our, oh, here it
If anybody, we wanted some comments. A couple of things we're asking for tonight. What's your favorite soups that you like to make? And what if you have any ideas of things we should make in the future? We would love to hear your ideas.
All right, now watch this. We're going to take a quarter of loaf of French bread, and we're going to just put it right in the butter and garlic.
If you all, I wish we had smell-o-vision.
Just let it soak up.
Is there anything better than
lovely?
garlic and, oh.
Well, mayonnaise and cheese.
There's about to be.
Okay, we're going to do that again. We're going to do this 4 times.
Oh my goodness
Look
gracious.
at that.
Trying to get this mushed up. Trying to get the mayonnaise mixed in.
Do
One more.
stews count as soups?
Oh, is that a trivia
I
question?
think that is a trivia question. What about stews? Stews are thicker than soups.
They are thicker. And is that the only difference?
Probably.
I guess I do think of stews maybe as more meat-based
Yes.
and thicker. But I will allow that a stew can be a soup.
And Rachel Ray makes a combination of stew and soup, but you know what she calls it?
Stew?
Stew. That's exactly right.
Oh, Rachel. So clever.
Rachel, so clever. All right, look at that. We've got
Stew.
all the butter soaked up into the bread and the garlic.
Oh. Now,
Isn't that
I
nice?
say we pick this up
Yeah,
and
we want to.
ooze all that deliciousness on top of there. You don't want to waste. Get a spatula.
Well, I'm just pouring it on there.
I want all that garlic. Mmm.
Let's do it this way so they can see.
Oh, there we go. For our
Perfect.
viewers at home.
Yes.
Oh, I want that bite. Look at that.
All right, let's get rid of
I'm
that.
going to spread that around a little. That's a lot of garlic.
All right. Now, why don't you go ahead and spread the cheese mixture onto the bread?
Yes, chef.
Let's move this. That's something of yours. And I'm going to continue with the soup. I've got 2 tablespoons of flour. That's going to go right into our vegetable mixture.
What does that do, Kevin? What does flour do?
We talked about that last week, Barb.
This is a recurring theme.
Yes. It will serve as a thickener. As a
Thickener.
thickener. I'm going to turn the soup down just a little bit.
Now, a little helpful hint. You're just throwing it in here.
Yep.
Sometimes, to make it smooth,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take some of my liquid and
Exactly.
put it into my flour and whisk it and get that nice smooth paste so you don't have any lumps.
No lumps.
Nobody wants a lumpy soup. Or you don't want to bite into a hunk of
No.
flour.
No. 3 cups of whole milk are going in now.
Whole milk. This ain't your low-fat soup.
But it's not cream.
It's
It's not cream.
Hold on. Oh my gosh.
Let me mix this up. Oh, no, look at that. Isn't that going to be good?
There's a lot of cheese. Do we have more bread? So we
You got-
each get 1 piece, and whoever gets here first gets the 4th slice.
That's right. All right, so we've got our milk in the soup. And if you want to come around here, Chris, show them the rest of it. We've got some processed cheese.
Again, not your low-fat soup.
No, but you know the name of this cheese, right?
Does it rhyme with Belbita?
It does.
Okay.
It does. So we've got 3/4 of a pound of that, and this is going to go right into the soup.
Is that what makes it golden?
That's what makes it golden. It's not Betty
It's
White.
not the gold
It's not
bouillon.
It's not the Golden Girls or the
Oh.
Gold Bouillon.
Who's your favorite golden girl?
Well, isn't everybody's Betty White?
I love me some B. Arthur. I'm not
Well,
gonna lie.
All right.
I do love me some B. Arthur.
I kind of love the ones that are still alive.
Well, is that just Betty?
That's just Betty. Yeah.
I heard she's gonna do a Christmas movie.
She is. What's it going to be called?
I think she's
What?
gonna play Mrs. Claus or Mrs.
It's not going to be called White Christmas?
Oh, I think they've already made that.
Oh, okay.
That's a good idea. Am I supposed to put all this on because?
Yes. Yes.
I
Oh,
am-
look at this. There's pieces that you can't even see.
Look how much cheese is still
It's
left.
not enough.
Oh my goodness
All right,
gracious.
so that's going to simmer and melt.
Goodness gracious. All right, do I want to pass this off to you, and I'm going to step back.
Yes. And I'm going to
to
put
my
this.
soup.
I'm going to put this into the oven at 425. As soon as I get all of the cheese up on.
Lord help me. Okay, I'm going to check on mine. I need to get this puppy up to a boil. We're not quite there yet. So I'm going to turn this up. Oh, there we go. Once it's up to a boil, I've got a cup of small pasta. You can use any kind you want. This is just little shells. And then you're going to let it boil about 8 minutes to cook all your pasta. And then I'm adding, my soup's a little on the healthy side.
Well, good, because mine's not.
I know. And also this.
This is on the healthy side.
You need to slow down.
I used to.
You know, it's 7:15.
I know. But
Let's tell some more jokes.
We've got lots to talk about.
Let's sing some more songs. Well, tell me,
I
ask
used
me
the
some
light.
more
I
trivia.
used the light mayo. So we're all set. All right. Let me get this.
Oh, we
let me
used
get
the
this.
light mayo.
Let me get this in the oven, and while I'm putting in the oven, look, see, we ran out.
Oh.
Let me ask you,
This
when soup first appeared on the scene, what year? Do you know? Think about it for a second while I put this in the oven.
Okay, when did soup, does anybody want to try to answer that?
Have
When
an
did
answer.
soup, I was thinking the Earl of Sandwich back in the Elizabethan time. And of course you think of soup and sandwiches going so well together, but I think soup goes way before that.
Way before that. I can guarantee it was way before that.
Let's see, is it in the Bible?
Way before the Bible.
Way before the Bible. Caveman?
Probably before that.
Anybody guessing? Nobody?
It's in the thousands.
Oh, I don't know.
6,000 BC.
And who made the first? And how do we know this?
It was recorded in the first restaurant that served the first soup. Yes.
You looked at the wall,
Yes.
and they had the hieroglyphics,
Yes.
and it said, "I'll have
soup." They pointed.
I'll have the bird mummified and a bowl of
6,000
soup."
BC. Can you believe that? That's unbelievable.
But I can kind of think, you just have a fire and a pot.
Yep.
You boil water, you throw
You got
stuff
soup.
in, you got soup. And with soup, you throw whatever you want in there.
Exactly.
Leftovers.
Yep. All right. So here's another trivia question for you.
Okay.
Let me know when you need to get back to your soup. But this is.
Hold on, I'm going to take a peek.
Okay.
But a watch pot never boils.
That's right.
Ain't boiling. We'll stop watching it.
All right. So here's another question for you. What is the most expensive soup, and where's it served?
I'm going to guess like in Paris.
You're close.
It's in France.
No.
I'm close. So England.
England.
The most expensive soup is in England.
Yes.
And it's the most expensive because
How
it
much?
actually has gold bullion.
It does not have gold bullion. It has shark fin in it
Okay.
and dried scallops.
Dried scallops.
Dried. I guess that's why it's expensive.
Where do they serve this soup?
They serve it in Mayfair at a Chinese restaurant. And the name of the restaurant, I can't remember the restaurant, so I have to look it up. It is, it's called Kai Mayfair in London. And the name of the soup is Buddha Jumps Over the Wall. Buddha Jumps Over the Wall.
Okay.
It's $190 a bowl, and you have to call 5 days in advance to get it.
And they start making it then.
Yes, 5 days in advance.
Okay.
You can't just walk in and say, I want to.
Buddha jumps over that wall and brings you a nice bowl of soup. That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't
I'm
that
just
crazy?
going to say it.
Yeah,
That's
I think so
crazy.
too.
I was remembering in high school, back in the day, we would go, my good friend John and I would go and get French onion soup
Oh, nice.
with the cheese melted all over the top, and it had a giant crouton, really, inside, and just that cheese would,
Oh, yeah.
it was so good.
Like at Panera, those bread rolls.
This is in a little crock,
Oh, nice.
and then I think they would put it in the broiler with the cheese, and it got all bubbly over the top.
Cool. I'm ready to add more to my soup.
Oh, well, over
Come
to
on
you.
over, Chris.
Over to you. Let me and my wine get out of the way.
So our cheese has melted.
The
Isn't that-
Velveeta?
Yes. Isn't that beautiful? Yep, it's still melting a little bit, but look at that. Isn't
You know,
that
we could
just
change
beautiful?
that B to another letter if they gave us a sponsorship.
That's right.
Ooh, you know what I love in there? Those
What?
little flecks of carrot.
Yes, isn't that nice? And we're going to finish this off with parsley.
Parsley.
So we dump the parsley in. Oh,
Not
good.
cilantro.
Not cilantro. We talked about that last week too. Isn't that beautiful?
That is, I see a little burner on back here. I'm
Oh,
going to
let's
turn
turn
that
that
off.
off.
That is beautiful. And that was so fast.
Yeah, it's so fast. The chopping's the hardest
Now,
part.
okay, when you chopped
Uh-huh.
the potatoes,
Yes.
then the potatoes are just in there cooking.
Yes.
And would you ever emulsify that with a hand blender?
You could, but I like it to be chewy because
You like it a little
I'm not a
chunky.
big soup person that just sips.
You want some
I like to, if
A
I'm
little-
going to chew it, like chili.
substantial
Yeah.
soup.
If this is going to be my dinner, I want to be able to chew it. Really,
I need to
seriously.
see that
Yeah,
on a bumper sticker.
or a t-shirt.
If this is going to be my dinner, I want to be able to chew
I want
it.
to be able to chew it.
Okay, I haven't been watching it for a couple minutes, so let's see.
I'm gonna put the lid
We
on
are
this and-
very close.
Cool.
I'm going to add now my cup of dried pasta. Ooh, I'm going to give it a minute, and here's why. When you put pasta in something that's not boiling,
Yeah.
it never turns out good. The pasta sticks together, it doesn't cook like it's supposed to.
Yes.
So, in the spirit of having good soup, I'm going to wait a minute. I'm just
So
gonna wait a
while
minute.
we're waiting, Chris, come this way. Let's look in the oven.
Oh, let's look
Looks
at
like
the
the-
golden bubbly goodness.
Oh, doesn't
Oh
that look,
my gosh.
doesn't that look
We're going to
good?
be able to chew that, baby.
We are going to be able to chew that. That's going to be nice. So we've got,
You serve that to your guests. They
we've
are
still got
gonna
about
be-
5 minutes on that. We might let it go a little bit longer.
I was trying to think of any other musicals that mention soup.
Soup. I can't think of any. Anybody out there in radio land, TV land?
I did see a great thing on Facebook pursuant to musicals, and it was a picture of Sweeney Todd and Mrs. Lovett,
Oh, yes.
and it said, "Everybody needs a haircut, and there's a meat shortage. Our time has finally come."
Lovely.
I think that's pretty perfect.
That's pretty
actually.
good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. I'm going to get ready to plate our soup.
It's always about presentation.
Yes. Potato soup is not potato soup unless you have some garnishes for it.
What do you have there?
I have some bacon, some cheese, because I have
We don't have enough cheese
a little
tonight.
extra cheese tonight.
But that's not Velveeta.
No, it's not. Some green onions and
My favorite.
some sour cream.
Sour cream.
So we're gonna.
A little like a baked potato soup.
It is. It is. And that's why I like the thickness of the potatoes in there too, because it kind of tastes like baked potato.
Yeah, yeah.
When my mother makes potato soup, she likes to blend it all down, and it's very, and yeah, but I like to chew.
Eat it with a
I like to. Yeah.
straw. You don't want to eat your
No,
soup
no,
with a straw.
no. I want to.
Guess what's happening over here?
Is it boiling?
We're at a full boil.
Good.
In goes the pasta.
What kind of pasta are you using?
I'm using small shells.
Nice.
And the other thing I'll say is
Look, let me see.
sometimes,
That looks so
isn't that
good.
pretty?
Yes.
Sweet potatoes.
Beautiful.
That pasta's going to thicken it up a little bit too.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let it, if you want to take a quick peek before I cover it back up so it gets back to its boil. I've got the sweet potatoes, the leeks, the sausage, the broth. Of course, I got my nutmeg and all those spices, garlic.
Now we have demonstrated the two types of soup that there are tonight. We've the cream-based soup
Cream-based,
and
a
the
broth-based.
broth-based. Those are the two kinds of soup.
Not that I am going to add a dab.
A dab.
A dab. I really wouldn't call this a cream soup. I would call it a broth-based soup. And then, because it only adds half a cup in that whole big
Oh,
pot.
that's yeah.
Just gives it a little bit of cream to it, which is really nice. And right before, I'm going to put in 2 cups of spinach
Oh, nice.
that are roughly chopped.
Lots of vegetables.
Lots of veggies, pretty healthy.
Yeah.
You know, you could put in turkey if you wanted, and really make it healthier than adding the sausage.
Yeah.
I like the sausage.
Well, I took the cream out of mine and just baked it with the whole milk. So
So
We've
it's so
lightened it up.
much healthier.
we've lightened it up for
We've gone from 800 calories a bowl to 750.
That's right. Okay, let me ask you another question.
Okay.
What is the most popular soup in the world?
Tomato.
Wrong.
Okay, hold on. I want to guess again. Vegetable.
No.
Buddha jumps over the wall.
No.
No?
Chicken noodle.
Oh,
Chicken noodle
that
is the
seems very
most
obvious.
popular soup. Yes, it does seem very
Does your mom make a good chicken noodle?
right out of the can.
Mine
I
too.
mean, I've eaten that Campbell's chicken soup my entire life.
Yep.
You know, and the fun is trying to find the chicken in it. You know,
It
it's
is.
always just a
There's
little,
a few little
piece.
At the bottom of
Yes,
the bowl.
not like the sausage in yours.
Now I do love the tomatoes, Campbell's tomato.
Do you?
I do. Oh man.
Okay.
With a nice grilled cheese.
Yes. I just don't like tomato soup that much.
Have you had the Nordstroms?
I have not.
You know, here's the key to the Nordstroms, carrots.
Oh.
I'm not a big carrot fan, but I have to say, a lot of shredded carrots and then you emulsify it.
Mhm.
It's really good.
Speaking of canned soup, now canned soup.
Andy Warhol.
No.
Oh,
Canned soup will sit on the shelf for up to a year.
not in my house.
Well, at the store it can sit on the, or in travel it can sit on the shelf for up to a year.
Okay.
Now, what does that do to the nutrients in the vegetables inside the can?
I'm guessing it doesn't make it better.
It doesn't do anything to it. The vitamins and nutrients are the exact same as the day they're canned, up to a year later.
Up to a year. Well,
You
that's
believe
good
that?
to know.
That's good to know.
That is good to know. Now, the other thing I would say with these soups is I don't know with yours, with the milk base. With this, you can easily freeze this. Hark!
Cheesy bread.
Oh my gosh.
Cheesy bread.
Oh, that garlic. I think you need to get a little closer,
I'm
honey.
going to pull it out here so you
Oh,
can see.
hold on, here it comes. And I'm gonna give mine a stir. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
There you go. You might not want soup after you see that.
That was 4 minutes. I'm gonna give it another few minutes and then mine will be finishing up.
All right. I'm going to serve.
Oh, we each get one of those pieces?
That's right. And then we fight for the fourth one.
I won't be able to move.
I'm going to go ahead and serve up my soup, and we're going to garnish it.
Oh, good
And
idea.
then I have one more soup question for you.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Golly, I love potato soup.
I do too. All right.
Mm-mm. Anytime soup time. Now, it's certainly more of a winter thing.
It certainly is.
But
we thought it was going to be winter.
we thought it was yesterday. We turned our heat on. Anybody else?
All right. Chris, you want to come in there while I garnish that?
Oh my
Let me get a
goodness.
little spoon out here.
Oh, you can garnish.
Yes. I'm going to put a little sour cream right in the middle. How about some cheese?
Look at that.
Some
That's a
bacon.
giant bowl of goodness
And some green
with some
onion.
love.
Here you go. Isn't that nice?
I'm going to toss in now my
Okay.
spinach because I think I have just a couple minutes left. Oh, it's boiling. Spinach cooks down very quickly. If you ever use spinach, you throw it into something, it kind of, because it's mostly water.
Let's get one more look at that with the spinach in there. Chris, you want to come around and show that? See what
I'll
it's
get
going to
over
look
here.
like?
I'll get over here. It's pretty good for you. Spinach is in there. So it needs to boil a little bit longer, and as it's boiling, it's cooking the sweet potatoes and it's cooking the pasta. And after all that's boiled, I'm going to reduce it to a simmer, and then I'm going to add the cream. You really want to add the cream the last couple minutes. You certainly don't want to boil your cream. So that's what you're going for, and you can use any kind of pasta that you really would like, and we're just going to let that keep going, and that's going to be yummy. So at the end, I probably won't be able to show you because, golly, I can't believe how quick 30 minutes goes. Can you?
No. But hey, before we go, I want you to taste this cheesy bread.
And before we go, we want to talk about next week. You had something to.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Do you have a popcorn? You don't mind taking-
Perfect. Thank you.
Cheese can be hot
Cheese can be hot.
when it comes out of the oven. off? Are we
Yeah.
good? Okay. What are we going to do next week, Kevin?
What are we going to do next week? We are going to do something very special. We are going to turn evening into breakfast. So we're going to do breakfast next Thursday night.
Fabulous. And what,
Yes.
like, what are we thinking?
I'm going to do some puff pastry rolls.
Oh my God.
And I think Barb's going to do a breakfast casserole. And then we're going to do some potatoes to go along with it.
Will there be cheese in anything?
I think we've used all the cheese.
I'm going to warn you, there's cheese in mine.
How's that?
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Can I taste the soup?
Please do. Oh, wowzer, this is good.
Mmm. I love this soup. One of my favorites. I think you'll really love this soup. Warm you up on a cold night. And in Kansas, you never know when there's going to be a cold night.
Wait 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It could pour down rain and drop 20 degrees.
And in 30 minutes or so, you've got either one of these soups.
Either one of these soups. We're going to post the recipes on this page tomorrow with some pictures so you can see it. And we're so happy you joined us. And we will be back next week.
Next week.
Let's sing for your supper.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.